What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Venting Thursday, and we are going to be talking about a young lady that's talking about how she feels so alone. So, let's get to it. So, I feel so alone. Need to talk. This is in the venting section. Female 16. Every time I feel like I make a friend or even someone seems romantically interested in me, I mess it up and they say they don't like me. I have friendships that last 8 years before they tell me they were only friends with me because they felt bad that I was alone. I've had people tell me they were interested in dating, go on dates with them, only for them to pull it away after they start to get to know me. I have probably 3 people in my life I can even call friends, and not a single one sees me as their best friend. Not even my parents want me. My mother dropped me off at my father's house when I was 6 and said she never wanted to see me again. And my father kicked me out in February. I know I have my flaws, but I try so hard and no one loves me. Every single time they all leave. I can be argumentative, and everyone I know tells me that people would like me better if I learned how to shut up. I know that I can seem pessimistic, but I just have a tendency to voice things I'm upset about rather than say what I'm happy about. I know that I can be loud, and I know that I have trouble hearing in my left ear, and I know that it makes people have to repeat themselves. I just want someone who likes me for me, but I'm just unlikable. Jeez. And that's why I'm venting here. I have no friends that would even listen. Either way, making friends is useless as well because it always ends the same. Now, there's a couple issues here, and they're very striking. One, she's 16 and talking about romance. This is what happens when you have parents that don't show love to their children. The children start to try to develop faster and look for love in places that they shouldn't look for it. They should have it with their parents. Obviously, the mother is whatever she is. Let's just call her a deadbeat for just dipping out on her kid and saying she never wants to see her again. At 6 years old, like what could a 6-year-old possibly do? And then the father kicking her out when she's 16, which can tell me a multitude of things. Like, yes, she says she's argumentative, but what could a 16-year-old be pushing you to do if you've made sure that you raised her correctly? Because kids will challenge you, but if you've raised them correctly, it's very hard to get them to a point to where you actually have to kick them out. So it seems to be a lot of unanswered questions, yes, which is going to be the case in such a small segment, but looking for love or romance is not supposed to be a part of a 16-year-old's thing if they're in a healthy, brought up situation. Second, the best friends, the friends, a lot of times they don't tell you. Sometimes you meet your best friends that'll last forever around that time, and other times you may not develop real friendships until you're an adult because you're still growing and learning yourself. If you're a pessimist, let's just be real. You're going to be hard to deal with across the board because most people do not like pessimistic people because they're trying to find the positives in their life. So if they're sitting there listening to you nagging and bickering and being down all the time, that doesn't really do nothing for anybody else. That's a very tough thing for anybody to accept. I think instead of telling you that you need to learn to shut up, maybe they should have informed you that you need to learn to balance it. Find a healthy in between to where, yes, it's cool to voice your things or voice your opinions about certain things, but you got to come with some positives too. Some people say sandwich it, but realistically, just as an individual, be half and half if you can, or try to lean more towards positivity. And you can be pessimistic about things, but just don't make it define you, which it seems to be the case for you. Also, it just sucks when people feel so alone because how do you make a person feel welcome? These people look and look and look, and then they find these small groups that may tend to bolster the wrong aspects of a person's personality. You want to find places that help enlighten you and improve you versus nothing's wrong with you. Everybody's got something wrong with them, and they all need improvements, including anybody that you see online right here. So you need groups that push towards that. Hey, improve yourself. These are things that make yourself better, not you're just fine the way you are. Yes, you like to beat up puppies, and that's totally fine. No, that's not something that you tell somebody, so I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. What do you think could be done for this youngster that would help improve her, or help build better friendships and actually have a best friend, or things like that? But let me know what y'all think, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.